All right, howdy folks, Ionin here, bringing you another QSP review. This time I've got something that penguin fans have been asking for some time. I have the QSP Penguin Large. That's right, a Penguin Large. So let's jump in with some basic specs here. We've got a 20 CV blade. It's a flat ground, worn cliff, brushed satin finish. We got titanium scales and hardware. It's a frame lock with a steel insert in it. Very nice. It's riding on ceramic ball bearings. It has a usable fine cutting edge of 3¼ inches. We've got a scale length of 4½ inches and a tip to tail length of 7 7/8 inches. So not quite 8 inches long. The weight of my digital scale came in at 4.25 ounces, so not heavy, but not light either. But it is an all metal knife. So let's get on to the likes. I'd like to just keep this review fairly simple. If you're looking at this review, you probably like the Penguin, or you own a Penguin, or 2 or 3 like I do. So if you've been asking for a larger Penguin, this is the ticket right here. This is the knife that you've been waiting for. Everything people love about the standard size Penguin, it carries over. So you've got good ergos. There's plenty of room here. My large glove size hands in hammer position. You can see there's room for another finger back here easily. You've got room here. You've got meaningful jimping. You've got the same kind of thumb stud deployment, the same basic shape, ergos. Everything is pretty much the same. They did add a little bit more over here. On this side of the knife, there is a flipper tab, and it does have jimping on it. That's the only real change from most of the regular Penguins, and I like that. It gives you multiple deployment options for the knife. So kudos for that. Like I said, good ergos, nice worn cliff blade, typical QSP quality, which I really like. Solid fit and finish. Good cutting performance from the 20 CV blade. Again, this is an Apex knife, so we don't do any real heavy cutting with it, but it did come to me very sharp, despite me being one of the later persons to review this knife. It's in great shape. Again, fit and finish looks awesome. Action's good. No complaints about the knife. Everything looks solid. This knife feels larger for sure than a regular Penguin, but not too large. And I know a lot of people talk a lot of times about QSP's knives being a little on the smaller side, but this definitely fits into the large category or full-sized category. So let's talk about issues or dislikes. I haven't had the knife that long, as is with many Apex knives, but being that it's a frame lock Penguin, and I actually have a frame lock Penguin, among others, in my collection, I can tell you that it really is just a scaled up version of that knife. It feels good. They didn't try to reinvent the wheel. They took things that worked and just kept them in this design and made it bigger. So that's really good. One thing that people may look at is the fact that it has a wire clip on it. And I know that they probably did that partly to make the knife left or right-handed friendly. That makes sense. Some people may not feel that a wire clip is the clip for this particular knife. They might want a milled or machine type titanium clip. But I personally like the wire clips in a lot of applications. I feel like they don't get caught on things quite as easy myself. So I don't have any issues with it. I prefer it on some EDC knives. This would be one of those knives as well. So I'm actually happy with the wire clip myself. Some people might prefer a milled clip, but they're sending this production sample that they sent us has a wire clip. And then let's do some size comparisons. So here we've got our QSP Penguin Large. Here is a traditional Penguin. This is a regular liner lock version, but you can kind of see the difference in size. It's pretty substantial. The big penguin has, here we go. The big penguin has about an extra 1/2 inch here of handle width. It's a little taller, as it should be, but you can see all the other design elements are pretty much the same, with the exception of them adding a flipper tab over the standard penguin. But it is a noticeably larger knife. Now let's move up to something that's truly a large size knife. This is the Benchmade Presidio 2 CF Elite. And this is a big full-size knife. And I use this for a lot of comparisons in this category. And as you can see, there is a little bit more blade length. There is a little bit more handle thickness and height to this one, and a tiny bit more here at the back end. But when you put them on top of each other, pivot to pivot, you can see that there's not a tremendous amount of difference here. You can see the difference in the handle back there, a little more thickness there. Obviously, the Penguin is a little thinner knife, but it gives you an idea of what a true full-size knife looks like next to this. So this is not a small knife, but it is not an exceptionally large knife either. So let me summarize. This knife should be out right around the time that my review drops, if not already. It is expected to go for around $175 for this titanium finished, titanium and CV version. And there's also supposed to be a copper foil and aluminum foil handled version of this knife that will be selling for around $185. So I think $170 or so is probably, with, you know, discount codes from other places and stuff, is probably a pretty darn good price for this. You get 20 CV steel, you get a nice Warncliffe, you get a titanium frame lock, good build quality, fit, finish quality is all really good. I think this will be a solid performer in the QSP lineup for them, especially considering how many folks out there, including this guy, like the original Penguin. So there you have it, folks. This knife checks all the boxes for fans of the original Penguin. If you want something a little larger for bigger hands, if you love the original regular size Penguin, this will probably be a must-have for you and for many other folks as well. I want to thank everyone for watching, taking the time to check this out. Again, this is the QSP Penguin Large in titanium and 20 CV. If you enjoyed this video, please think about hitting the like button down there for me and subscribing to the channel for future content notifications. Thanks as always for watching, and stay sharp, everyone.